Addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge. Welcome to the Best of Beaver County, presented by St. Barnabas, a weekly segment dedicated to putting the focus on the amazing things and the amazing people behind them in Beaver County. The Best of Beaver County is sponsored by and content is provided by St. Barnabas. The show airs every Thursday from 11 to 11:30 on WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM, and Facebook Live. Now, with no further ado, let's welcome host Mike Romai to introduce today's program.
Good morning and welcome to the Best of Beaver County radio show. I'm Mike Romai, and of course we shine the spotlight on interesting people in our community, and I don't know how this one skipped us by for so long because she is one of the most fascinating people that I have had the pleasure of being acquainted with. I was looking at some old pictures just the other day, and it was, I think it was the New Brighton Junior Women's Club that you were affiliated with at the time.
Yes.
You're no longer junior woman.
Yes, right.
But it was at one of the street fairs,
Yes.
in I think it was 1984 that there we were, and you were organizing even back then. So I don't even have anything a bio for you because there are so many things that you have been affiliated causes and organizations over the years. Every time I see something on social media, it's Val doing this, Val doing that. There's a dinner somewhere. Make sure you make it out to that dinner. So welcome, Miss McKelvey, and thank you for coming on with us today.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I was very honored when you asked me, and yes, a lot of memories.
Yeah, and she's not from New Brighton. Maybe you haven't noticed that.
Hello.
She has no affinity towards the
Even
New Brighton
my
Lions.
daybook is.
So you dressed for the occasion.
Yes.
Want everybody to know that you're Lion Pride
Yes,
out there.
that's right. That's right.
Were you born and raised in New Brighton?
Absolutely. Born, raised, planted, bloomed.
Yeah. Where?
And now I'm going to seed.
Where from in New Brighton?
Well, first of all, I lived in a duplex next to my grandmother on 10th Avenue, and then moved to down 3rd Avenue where I heard the train, the 2nd Avenue, the sound of the train, and you don't hear it anymore after you hear it so much. Mm-hmm. And then we moved up in the English Tudor on 5th Street.
The English Tudor.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been there ever since?
No, then I got married, and I had to move with my husband. So.
You had to decide.
I had to decide.
Or the English Tudor. And how has life been? Because you never really moved away.
Never. And everybody says that I made my husband stay in New Brighton. Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I couldn't make my oldest son stay in New Brighton. He moved to Moon.
Mm-hmm. But what is it about New Brighton?
I love New Brighton. New Brighton is quaint. The people are friendly. I don't know, it's because I, present friendliness, or it's just a beautiful town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And as far as your husband is concerned, I've seen pictures of him. He's the silent partner. I don't think I've ever heard him speak.
Mm-hmm. Silent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that would be hard living with you to get a word in edgewise.
Kinda.
But you stay busy.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
He's retired. When you see the word retirement in the dictionary, his picture's there.
Oh, is that right?
That's
Yeah,
his
okay.
picture.
Is he happy in retirement?
Oh, yes.
Do you drag him along to things that you do?
I can't anymore.
No?
There's no reason to. The kids are grown.
Yeah, yeah. But how did you develop this social consciousness? And not any particular cause, but every cause that's out there that you get involved in.
I truly believe that our charge on earth is to serve, and wherever I can serve. And I've done so many things, met some fabulous people. I've spoken conferences in California, in New Orleans for the State Parent Advisory Council years ago. I've met some amazing folks, and I'm just Valerie. Mm-hmm. And wherever I went, just Valerie was okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're invited. You're on different organizations.
Yes,
boards.
many boards. Cancer Society, the Drug and Alcohol. I was part of the abstinence program in New Brighton. I was a teacher's aide. I worked for Kmart for 25 years, and then we got as far as we could in promotion, so they made me the community person for 22 stores in the tri-state area.
Is that right?
So I traveled to all the Kmart in Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, and helped them do community activities.
Mhm.
So that's how I became known on that front.
Okay. Rochester Kmart?
Yes.
Is that where you started?
Mhm.
22 years there.
25.
25 years there.
Mhm.
Do you often look, when you're driving through Rochester, look over anything?
Yeah, my first car was stolen there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and at the time I was a lot younger. But when the police came, and how old are you? How old am I?
Yeah.
What's that have to do with this? And they found it. It ran out of gas, and they found it.
What was it like working for Kmart?
I really did enjoy working at Kmart. It was fun. Blue light special.
Mm-hmm.
They did give me carte blanche. I was able to do a lot of fun projects, and the best one was we had a manager from New York City. I can't even mimic his accent. And I had somewhere to go to speak in Harrisburg, and I had set up a petting zoo at the Kmart. Got all the permission from the head of Kmart, the headquarters, the whole 9 yards, and we had baby lions, and it was so wonderful. Had everything set up. I caught the plane and went to Harrisburg, and I get a phone call from my boss. They were picketing Kmart
Oh, no.
because there were animals there. He's going, Valerie, get this down. I had the insurance covered and everything.
Yeah.
And they were picketing.
PETA? Yeah, really? Like the same people that closed down the zoos and stuff, and the parades, the carnival, and all that stuff.
I
Yeah.
got involved in it.
Yeah.
I've gotten in trouble in some of the things that
I can't believe that.
I just.
Yeah. They don't sit down with you and say, "Hey, no, we can't be mad at this person about that."
Well, I'm glad you said that. I do characterizations as well, and I
Right.
do all the Easter Bunny and all the Bible
I have a
characters.
picture of that too.
Yeah, and I was and I dress. I leave home dressed in costume, and my husband, that's another reason why he doesn't go with me. So I did the Easter thing, and I was at the mall, and I'm dressed completely, and lady comes up to me, she says, "Are you that lady that does that radio show on WBVP?" I said, "Yes, I am." "And you're the one that talks about events coming up and about our attitudes and ideas?" "Yes, I am." "Well, that last show you did was terrible." I said, "How can you talk to an Easter bunny like that?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
more
they're
than willing
wicked.
to tell
Yeah,
you about
yeah,
it.
yeah. She recognized
The public
me.
is fickle.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So, what was it about you that people discovered you, in the sense that whether it was through Kmart or these other organizations, that Val McKelvey, you would be good at this?
Well, I really wish I knew. The other day, Dr. Hall from the elementary school principal came by and asked me to do something for Kidsburg up at the school.
Mhm.
And he said, "Miss Val," we were at a meeting, and everybody said, "Call Miss Val, call Miss
Yeah,
Val."
yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm very flattered.
Is it hard for you to say no?
Oh my good, is that a word? Say it again. How's it
Yeah, is
go?
it hard for you to say no, because you are always involved?
Yeah,
No, you can't say no.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Yeah. How do you find the time to do all that?
Well, now that I've gotten older, time is, in fact, I'm going to be campaigning for adding 5 more hours to our day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, just I'm just want to let you know, I
Okay,
want to be on
yeah.
radio right now.
Okay, all right.
But it is starting to be, I had to weed some things out, and now that I have the shop, Where's Your Service, that does take up
Mhm.
a lot of my time. One of the interesting things about who I am is I will listen. I don't have a degree. I have a bachelor's degree, but not in psychology. People want to be heard, and I like
Mhm.
that, and I can do that. I might not be able to fix what's going on, but I will listen to you.
Mhm.
And since I've been down at the shop, I've learned how important listening is.
Tell us about the shop.
We're at your service in 1988. My husband started working out of town, and his first job was in Connecticut. And I always wanted to start a business. So he said, "Well, okay, I'm going to buy you a building." All right, well, that was wonderful, but I didn't have a clue of what to do, how to do it. There were so many things that I didn't take care of. But it lasted for a few years, but I kept the name We're at Your Service. And here we are in 2021. I took that name that was already mine and started doing what I've always wanted to do, and that was to serve people, give people, provide services. Now I have a food pantry. I give away clothes. I have a freezer that was given to me. I can give away frozen food at any point. I listen. I have a meeting room, costumes, rental.
Is it difficult?
The difficult is for me to stay focused. I'm not a very focused person. No. If I had
There's
5
a
things.
medication for that.
Yeah. I'm on a small dose. My husband's words are, when he realizes that I'm over my head, I'll leave the house and he'll say, stay focused. Mm-hmm. Then I know that it's noticeable that I'm scattered, but that's my biggest problem.
Difficult, but you're on the main street of New Brighton.
Yes.
Right, and your storefront, you got a sign up there. You're right close to the boba tea place. So did you ever try that stuff?
My goodness, I'm in there all the time.
Addicted to that already?
Yeah.
And on the side is where you have a garage, but it's also
flea market.
Okay, and people will come. I know that part of what you do and have done, at least over the last 10 or 20 years, is work with the underserved.
Absolutely.
In Beaver County, and people call on you if not everybody is fortunate enough to be able to run to the store and buy an outfit for an interview,
right.
Or if they need something to go to court in, you are there for them.
This one gentleman, he come in. This was 2 or 3 years ago, and he was the jail recommended him to come over. He says, I have a court appearance. And I said, oh, okay. So he says, I just need something basic. I said, okay, shirt. Do you want a tie? Okay. And Dockers. So he said, okay, I'm going to, it's this afternoon. I said, oh, well, you're not going anywhere until I iron this. He goes, iron? You're not going to go there and say where you came from and these wrinkled clothes. So I ironed his outfit for him to go to his hearing. Yeah. I've also outfitted several young girls for proms who would not have been able to afford. And even one young man, complete outfit, shoes to tie to everything for him to go to. He was invited to a prom. The girl invited him. So we've had some wonderful, and the best one, the young man came in with his dad, and he needed a suit for an interview. He was like 6'5". He says, first of all, you're not going to find anything for me. Well, not only did we fit him, this suit fit him like I had this tailored for him. He was so proud. First suit he ever had. Do you know there's men who don't have suits?
Yeah.
That's hard.
Curtis, you have a suit?
You do have a suit. Good. I've also outfitted people on a sad note. Funerals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Address the corpse.
Yes, I've had that.
Wow. And some people would say, well, I have a soft spot for this, but you're just one big soft spot.
Just one big soft spot. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Why? Why do you want to do this for people?
I don't know. And I get aggravated if I can't help somebody. Someone asks me for something and I can't do it. I go out of my way to try to make that happen. I don't want to fail anybody.
Always been like that?
Always.
Even in school?
Always.
Miss Val McKelvey is our guest on the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. I'm Mike Romine. We'll continue our conversation and talk more about all the places that Miss Val McKelvey has been, all the people she has been over the years as well, as we continue on the Best of Beaver County.
Oh my goodness, Amy, it's so good to see you.
Jennifer, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Is your mom doing any better?
Thank you for asking. I don't know if I can answer without being emotional. I'm sorry. I'm just tired and worried. I can't always be there for her, and it's so stressful.
I really understand. That's how I was with my dad. I'd recommend calling St. Barnabas. We did. We started with just having them come in for home care. He was so excited to see them show up. And when he needed more, we were able to move him in at Beaver Meadows, where he still has his own home-like space and excellent care.
Thanks for telling me that. I don't even know how to start, but I have to do something.
Oh, you can just give St. Barnabas a call. They have directors that can explain how it all works. Trust me, you'll feel so much better, and so will your mom.
I'm so glad I ran into you.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700 for care apart from the ordinary.
It's the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Our guest is Miss Val McKelvey, and I don't have a title for you. What would your title be?
Oh, my servant.
Servant.
Yes.
A servant of the people.
Yes,
We're
that's
at
right.
your service.
That's
What are you
right.
proudest of?
Pardon me?
What are you proudest of?
My children. My children.
Got two
and
boys?
I have 2 boys. I have 5 grandchildren and a great grandson.
How about those grandchildren? Huh?
Oh my goodness! My goodness. They've all outgrown me. Didn't know that was ever going to happen, but they're older now.
Yeah, and you've mentioned a couple of times that as you get older, you're slowing down a little
slowing
bit,
down,
but you're surrounded by young people.
Yes,
right on
yes.
your block there.
Yes,
And-
yes.
And you are not incognito. You cannot be the neighbor who just keeps to themselves, so they know who you are.
Well, the street that we live on is on 4th Avenue, and my husband and I are the youngest of the elderly that live there. So we're always checking on the neighbors, and we know the family members, and we say, "Are you okay? I didn't see your lights on." So now I'm in that position where I'm the oldest of the downtown on 3rd Avenue in this corner. And it's so funny. They come to me. We did an activity, and one of the young folks that helped make it happen, "Miss Val, are you okay? It's like hot out here. You think you're all right? Do you need anything?" "Oh, I'm
You're
fine.
the elderly
I'm
resident on the
elder- Are you going to be okay?" "Yes,
Yeah.
I am." And I'm just tickled that I'm at that point where
Yeah.
someone's checking on me.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And the folks on your block where you do business, they check on you as well. And
Yes.
and keep you young.
Yes. The day that it was, the temperature or the index was like 110 or something ridiculous. I didn't open that day because everybody was worried about me. So I put a sign on my door saying an old lady works here and she's going to be at home. So I came down just to turn the lights off, and next door, Slurp and Burst, she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not going to open today." She says, "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm okay." It's just so cute. I'm in that position now where they're worried about me.
Yeah, well, they bring you over some refreshments.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
What's your favorite?
I like the smoothies.
Okay.
Yeah.
They put those little
That's
beads in there.
Those the beads thing. That's
Yeah.
for the younger folks.
Oh,
yeah.
no, you don't.
Yeah, I don't do the beads thing.
You can't suck it up in your
I
straw.
can't.
What is that?
Yeah.
Very good. How has New Brighton changed?
New Brighton, I was a part of when the streetscape, must have been 12 years ago now, the streetscape. And dear Mr. Edwards, he was on the Business District Authority. That was one of my lead-ins to being on Borough Council and that.
Bill Edwards, is that it?
And, pardon me?
Bill Edwards?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
And we discussed the plans for downtown. And I got to tell you, this is perfect time for me to say, now we took, about 75 trees down away because it was too many. Believe it or not, the trees that were there, twice as many was in the original plan.
Wow.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, there was a lot of changes had to be made. But being a part of the changes, the positive changes, and the young folks, I'm the old head on the council now. And the young ones are, let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's see if
that's good.
I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And New Brighton, the streetscape, all up and down Third, it is just beautiful.
Yes, very
And now the
beautiful.
folks over at Roseland are putting a whole new. It's almost like a whole new
Yes,
building that they're
I
doing over
know,
there.
I know. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
And it's gotten everybody's attention all over Pennsylvania. I mean, all over the United States because people that lived in Pennsylvania know Mike Crudden and the family.
And as far as you're on Brighton Council, but with all your background, all the people that you know, you could have run for public office and probably got elected before.
I had been offered. I don't think you need anybody as soft as me. And I can be who I am on Borough Council. I feel very comfortable. Been on, 17, 18 years now. And my husband was a stern believer that I was not politician material. And I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No commissioner, no state rep or anything like
But I've
that.
been asked.
You've been asked, but also what's interesting about you and your personality is that you can work with all these
Absolutely.
political stripes.
Absolutely. I pride myself in that. When you'd ask what I'm proud of, I am proud about that. That I'd like to say I meet no enemies.
Republicans, Democrats. You
Right,
work with them,
right.
not only on council, but through the organizations that you've worked on.
Right. We attend, through the borough, we attend borough conferences. And last couple months ago, we went up for the legislative Capitol event. So we went up to the Capitol, and Vogel and Marshall were very cordial to us and gave us tours. And they're good friends of mine.
Yeah. In the last, and you can rely on them, they can rely on you. What's happening in New Brighton and what has happened in the county, there has to be a connection there with the state reps.
Yes. This was about when Elder Vogel first got his position, and everybody was, everybody likes to be a tattletale. That's another thing. And I had a customer that was very rude, and I don't have to service rude people. I really don't. So the person came in and said, you know what, I'm going to report you to Senator Vogel. I said, well, here, let me give you his phone number. So they called. And so someone from Senator Vogel's office called me. Valerie, this is Senator Vogel's office. I'm only calling you because we have to address every every issue. But can you call on me? You gonna tell on me to Senator Vogel?
So what is it about human nature that annoys you?
That we have, first of all, that we have no common sense. I would like to have a class on common sense. That's number one. And courtesy. Speaking when you're spoke to, thank you and no thank you. I've had interns at the shop. I've had kids that are going through college and have to do some projects within a store setting. Did I have to tell you to say thank you? Did I have to tell you to say excuse me? Tell you to cover your mouth when you cough? I mean,
yeah,
that amazes me. Maybe it was always going on. I don't know.
And where do I don't want to say blame, but in terms of responsibility for all that?
So many people want to blame the parents. Okay, parents do have a big responsibility, but I'm conscious of my own self. So I'd like to say that some of this we got to take on our own responsibility.
And that's the young people today. And in terms of not only their manners and how things change going up and down the avenue, in terms of the educational system and everything like that, people like you and I in our age group and things like that, you look at the younger generation and I see hope.
Yeah.
I'm
Always.
hopeful
The glass is half full. Yeah.
And so, as far as the direction that we're going as a society, do you feel comfortable with that?
I'm a little bit put back about the violence.
There's a lot of gun violence.
Yeah, a lot. I'm very, and my husband and my son, especially my youngest son, are very protective of me. If they think I'm down there or if they see something that I should be attentive to, my youngest son, he is on point. All I have to do is call him and say, I need a wellness check, and he's right there.
Is that right? Yeah.
There's a couple times in the shop that I have felt compromised. And so he's come over to take care of it.
Do they know who you are?
Well, that's what's funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and he'll say, before he takes care of the situation, this is my mom, and the one person said, I know who she is. Well, you're not going to treat her this way. Or the rudeness. One time the police came and it had nothing to do with me. They were reprimanding a tenant that lives in the building that I'm at. And the tenant was swearing up a storm. I'm not a prude. I mean, I can hear those words. And the policeman said, excuse me, Miss Val is here. Could you not talk like that? Oh, nice.
Well, looking out for you all the time. Is there something that you always wanted to do that you haven't done yet?
I wish I had my master's degree. I had my bachelor's, and I really would have went on to get my master's. That's about.
Yeah. Most people look at that as be able to make higher wages or get a different position. You work for a lot of nonprofits.
Oh, that's all I've done.
Yeah.
For 50 years, I've worked for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So many nonprofits.
Go through the list.
Franklin Center, I was the director of the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. The school district, several programs, and then the State Parent Advisory Council. I was president of that, and we went to almost as many schools as we could to talk about how important parents are. That was my biggest enjoyment, traveling everywhere. The year we went to California to present on a conference, and this is how I don't think I have an accent, and my audience was like 100 people, and they're all sitting there, and I open up with who I am, and someone says, "Are you from Pittsburgh?"
Yeah. We never think we have an accent.
Never
do
think we have an accent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, very good. And the faces you've been over the years, the places you've been to, but here you are dressed as the mascot of
Yes.
New Brighton.
Yes, yes.
Were you the mascot in high school?
No,
I could see you being
no,
a cheer.
and it's funny. I blossom. I started blossoming in school because I was in school plays, and that's what got me into characterizations. And I do characters. I've done Mrs. Obama. I've
right.
done Maya Angelou, all the Bible women. It's Harriet Tubman,
Right.
Rosa Parks, and then I do them in first person, and that's what's so comical. I did Rosa Parks at Grand Valley for a women's club, and I came in and had my bag and the whole thing, and I looked like Rosa Parks, and I came in and said, "I'm sorry if I'm a little bit late. The bus couldn't get me here." And one of the ladies in the audience said, "The bus couldn't get you here to the Grand?" Okay. And then another time I did Rosa Parks in Pittsburgh, audience of 300. And it was Black History Month. And I noticed a husband and wife, every time I said something, I was the mistress of ceremony as Rosa Parks. Every time I said something, they would go, they would wave and everything. All right. Well, after it was over, I had a wig on and everything. I was getting ready to go to my car and get ready to pull this off. And the gentleman comes over to me and says, "Rosa, I know you don't remember me, but I'd like to introduce you to my wife." I said, "This is really exciting, and how are you?" He really thought I was, and Rosa Parks was gone.
Right,
then.
yeah.
So
That's great.
Yeah.
That's, you're, where are you going to be performing next?
I'm going to be God's secretary
Oh,
at my church, First Presbyterian Church, this Sunday
okay.
at 9:30 on
All
3rd
right.
Avenue.
Okay. So you're the doorkeeper.
Yes.
You can keep people
and
out if you want. Do that. What do you want to be remembered for?
Happiness, like I said. And then people don't think I ever get sad. I do get sad sometimes, but I don't like to present that.
Yeah.
And if I'm that low, or if I'm in a dark place, I don't show up so that people don't see that.
Good. Well, it's been a pleasure knowing you all these years,
Yes,
and we hope
thank you.
continued success in
Yes.
the relationship that we have and you have with the radio station. When does your show air?
11 o'clock every Sunday morning.
Okay, and it's called?
Spotlight on Seniors, representing the Beaver County Office on Aging.
Very good. Miss Val McKelvey, thank you. She's a gem in Beaver County.
Thank you.
Someday there'll be a statue for you here. I'm Mike Romay. It's the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Stay well. We'll see you next time.
Working on your checklist for mom again?
Yes, and I found the perfect place for mom, the Village at St. Barnabas. Luxury condo-style living with activities, restaurants, a hair salon, and she can bring her dog Lucky.
Did you tell her about the Village at St. Barnabas?
I didn't have to. She told me.
Discover the Village at St. Barnabas. Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com for a tour. That's stbarnabascommunities.com.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County. St. Barnabas is pleased to have provided content and sponsorship for the program. Tune in this Sunday at 11:30 for an encore presentation of today's program on Beaver County Radio. And next Thursday at 11 for another edition of the Best of Beaver County on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM. Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM.